Hi, John Wanoa here. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of September 2015. I'm just doing a video clip to Pope Francis and the Vatican City, private company, that today I'm telling you that I'm wearing the King William IV regalia, his 8-point star of the St. Patrick's Order, in your assuming his title as the New World Order. I'm telling you not to use his titles: King William IV, King of Hanover, King of England, King of Scotland, King of Ireland, and King of Aotearoa, New Zealand and Pacific Islands. Not to use his titles and our trust that is in partnership with him as beneficiaries of his and our state, federal state government, under the 1835 Declaration of Independence, flag sovereign authority that we have in this book, his title that I have online as his authority that I'm claiming back into our Hapu, native, Moai, ownership in a private contract with King William IV, Rear Admiral, and Admiral of the Fleet, and the Admiralty court-martial law which applies in our King's Bench Court Royal Revenue Trust account, Surrogate Trust, or any King's Royal Revenue derived by the use of Admiralty, court-martial law, and mortgages, liens, levy, and any instruments of mortgage, land, titles, and any other property, seizure by sheriffs or federal state law from Westminster Parliament, England. Now, this is a warning to you, Pope Francis. We have contracts on you and your Vatican City and all your popes and bishops and priests who are corrupting Queen Victoria title and King William's title and our partnership with him and Queen Victoria trusts, accounts. I'm here as the surrogate King William, the fourth title holder of his entire inheritance, because we have his flag, 1835, Declaration of Independence flag, sovereign authority, as sovereign people of Moai, Hapu, native, Pacific Island people. As you can see, Pope Francis, I'm wearing King William's 8-point star and his crown, coronation as the King of England, the King of Ireland, the King of Scotland, and the King of Hanover, right here. Above that, we have a picture of King William IV and his 8-point star, title authority under the Irish St. Patrick's Order, that he is the King of Ireland, and our contract that you don't have a contract with the King but us. And that's what I'm saying. All these years you have usurped the King's title as a third party, to the Queen as a third party, and the Rothschild banks as third parties to us, the native, and King William, the first and second parties. You have not disclosed the truth of using our trusts and beneficiaries in your company name, private corporations and private companies that you hold at the present time accounts. You destroyed all corporations and trusts, including the iwi Maori trusts here in New Zealand, and all your own trusts Queen Elizabeth set up, but not our own Queen Victoria and King William trusts accounts. Those are our contracts. Te Ture Whenua 1993 Act is our native title land contract to Westminster Parliament that you have violated and corrupted in fraud, criminal dealings to make your land conveyancing titles through your Catholic Church and the Church of England with the Queen Elizabeth fraudster. So I'm holding you both liable to the King of Hanover, King William IV and King William himself. The Queen took out the King of Hanover. I'll rephrase that. The Queen took the sovereignty of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales and deposited the bonds of the citizens of those countries of the British UK government, Westminster, into the EU Parliament illegally without our consent and the King William authority and us, his authority partners. But the Queen could not touch the Hanover title in Devon, England, and Devon, New Zealand, and Plymouth, New Zealand, and Plymouth, England. Devon Port, here in Auckland, Devon Port in England, Wales, England, Plymouth, and New Plymouth here. Those are our titles that I'm putting here on 1/61 Cook Street to Caesar with these titles and these flags. Coat of arms of Hanover, coat of arms of the 15 entities and countries of King William IV Emperor, British Empire, British Imperial King William IV, and the King of Rome, William IV. William is the Roman Emperor, King William IV. Okay, so that's his coat of arms. You, Pope, have stripped it, but left Hanover at the top. Okay, you cannot touch it because it's a contract that we have with him, the native. Alright, we have the free passage through the will. We have his commerce, King of Commerce title. We have his Bank of England notes. We have his coin printing Acts of Westminster and his pound note Acts of Westminster Parliament. Institute law in our native title, monarch sovereigns of our own self-government that we are running now, the Commonwealth. Moai, Crown, King William, for Commonwealth government of the world. And our new world order of this 8-point star is our new world order over yours. You are the alien Pope Francis Bergoglio. That's Mario Bergoglio, that's your name, and you're a murderer of Argentina. You murdered your people in Argentina. That's where Hitler ran to, Argentina, and he's still alive then. Okay, when he's supposed to be dead. So you have fabricated the pyramids as your money, pound notes, and US dollars. You have defrauded the people of the world, then destroyed your laws that you gave to everybody else. And you said they have a year to sort themselves out. Well, we're going to sort you out first, because you created those laws in Rome. and you needed a king to do it. Well, I'm afraid to say we have the ruling authority under the male line, dominant bloodlines of King William IV and our Moai, Wanoa, Hapu, bloodlines, male, dominant, title, Raiate, Rapanui, and Aotea, New Zealand. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And this one here is the King of Hanover at the top. Hanover, and England and Wales. England and Scotland. England and Scotland, and Hanover at the top. Okay? And Ireland. So that's that coat of arms. And this one is the other coat of arms that I'm holding the titles to as the authority of the Emperor ourselves. You have no contracts to be running business, Mr. Pope, and your Vatican is as crooked in the church, while your church is splitting in half because you are acting odd. And we're going to bill, debt charge you, and we're going to get the British military paid with the pound note as a levy debtor instrument against you in this video that I'm doing to you personally, and from a monarch myself, Tahitian, on the Wanoa side of the Hapu, and also Ireland, Irish side of the Cosgrove family of lawyers, Australia, New Zealand and America. That's on my grandmother's side, Rebecca Cosgrove Wanoa and Mataru Wanoa. Okay? That's our title at the time that these titles were defrauded, from 1933 onwards and beyond that of the American UCC system of money. Everything money was made through the King William IV Acts of Parliament in Westminster. We have a right to walk straight into Westminster when I get there, after I've sorted out this land block in Cook Street. Is no different to 66 million acres of land the Queen says she owns. In fact, the King is going to recover the whole lot back into his trust account, our trust account beneficiaries of the people of the world. The Queen took the title of King Williams through Queen Victoria, his niece, and frauded it right through the world. It's not our problem where she went with it, but the accounts are. We're going to audit accounts, Pope, and your accounts. We're going to bill you 970 million trillion pound notes, a green pound note you see on site, on Facebook, floating around for a while, with your name to it as debtors. The military of 250 countries will come after you, and your heads on the block, and all your popes and bishops and priests cleared out of the church and give the church back to the people that you're hiding in there with your mafia. The Rothschild, you, Evelyn Rothschild, you are liable now with a contract on your head from the people and the governments of 250 countries, people who are watching this video. You claim everything, I claim back with this badge of the 8-point star of the King, Emperor, British Empire, and the Roman Empire is King William IV. Title of money and mortgages, liens, and everything of banknotes that the Vatican used in the pound note through the IMF and the World Bank to convert it into US dollars to fraud people and American people. Okay, I'm here for everybody, including the American people, with this uniform. The 8-point star here is the sheriff's badge. Okay, you can see his crown on the top, his Hanover title, and the 8-point star is 1 star point for King William IV in the trust, and the 7 points are the wakas in the Pacific Islands joined to him. It was the Queen Victoria before, his niece, but now we're defaulted back to King William IV, titled by defaulted contract that the Queen has become criminal, fraudster, and taken the money and the gold out of HM Treasury Trust in England's land soil and took it to the EU Parliament and Philippines and other places she's hidden it, including the New York buildings there where it got blown up. Okay, so they've caused everything in Israel. ISIS was put together by the Americans, Bob Obama, and Israel, which is owned by Rothschilds, bankers, fraudsters, and Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, have caused all the wars, and we're going to check the accounts to see where our trust money went. We're going to recover with the British military, our partner. And your British military, you're watching this video. This is for you to recover that money with a King's Bench order from me, the surrogate king, native, business partner to King William IV, free passage through the world business, and his flag that we hold is the flag of King George the III, King George IV, and King William IV, brothers, Ernest Augustus, King Ernest Augustus V, and King William IV is brothers to King George IV, their father, King George III. That's what this book is about, and that's what these titles about, the Hanover title, and this 8-point star, and coat of arms, and the other coat of arms. Okay? So I'm just saying to you, Pope, you must not sign with Obama anything that I'm saying about King William IV, because you have not got a contract with him, and you have no more contracts because you've gone and got rid of your corporations that can't use this mortgage anymore, or anything corporate, or any trust anymore, but only us, because we have the overarching title that King William IV was the creator of all those laws you used and usurped and corrupted with the Queen Elizabeth IV. Queen Victoria was not corrupted until the Rothschilds bore kids to her. Okay, so we are libeling the whole lot of you persons against a 970 million trillion pound note right back to 1830, right till now 2015 onwards. Okay, so Pope, take note. Take note from me, John Hawani Kahaki Wanoa, Auckland, New Zealand. The police CIB, Criminal Investigation Branch of the CIB in Otahu, Auckland, South Auckland, came to see me today. They came to see me today to ask how I was doing, and they asked this question from me, Pope: when are you going to arrest the Queen and Prince Charles? I said, as soon as I arrested 61 Cook Street property in Auckland, New Zealand, I'll be heading off to England to arrest the Queen with the people. Because by now, when they see this video with me, all these titles and authority higher than them, they're going to go after her for stealing off them. All I can say is this, Pope and Queen, you stole my Moai statue. That's my personal property of my own Wanoa people of Rapa Nui, East Island. That's my property you stole against God. Okay? Moai is God's face of Earth, planet, buried right up to his neck. You have no title from the devil. You are Pope Francis and Ratzinger, Joseph Ratzinger, Pope, and Pope, the Black Pope, Adolfo Nicholas Patron. You are all crooked people inside the Catholic Church and the Queen inside the Church of England. You are the devil, Satans, and Moai and King William IV is going to put the contracts out to the public and everybody who gets a badge to come after you, and everything you own shall be stripped from you, including Israel, owned by the Rothschilds, will be stripped with the King's Bench title orders. Okay? We have our own new world order. in these authorities. Okay, we have Hanover here. Okay, we have the coat of arms of Hanover still live as male-only Salic law. You cannot touch it. You cannot compromise the king's own title to Hanover. Okay, and that's our contract to Hanover estate lands. I'm coming there to England. You people in Devon, take heed. We are getting your lands back into your custody, safely back in the King's Bench Court. Okay, because this is what the Pope said. I cite it in here. Okay, I cite it as being count 3 and count 4. I must tell you, I must say it to you on this video. Okay, I must tell you what it says. Okay, count 3 and 4. I'll go to it and I will tell you. Count 3 says this. Okay, first of all, I'll go to count 1. Count 1 says, Pope Francis makes law, destroys every corporation in the world. Okay, that's count 1. Count 2. Count 2 says, listen, these are citations. I'm citing anybody standing in our road on Cook Street that becomes third parties and liable straight on the spot under this law, straight to the High Court of Admiralty in London. Judge David Lindsay Mackey. Okay? Straight there. Count 2 says, the Vatican created a world trust using the birth certificates to capture the value of each individual's future productive energy. Each state, province and country in the fiat money system contributes their people's value in this world trust, identified by the SS, SIN or EIN numbers, brackets, for example, maintained in the Vatican registry. Corporations worldwide, individuals became corporate fictions through their birth certificates, brackets closed, are connected to the Vatican through law, brackets, Vatican to Crown to Bar, B-A-R in capitals, meaning a corporate company, to laws to judge to people, and through money, brackets, Vatican birth accounts value to IMF, International Monetary Fund, to Treasury, brackets, Federal Reserve, and brackets, to banks, to people's, brackets, loans, to judges, brackets, administration, and sheriffs, brackets, confiscation. Did you get that? Confiscation. There you go. The Pope confiscated everything he derived and stole using the King's orders of Westminster through the Queen, the other crooked woman. Okay? Now, this is the one I told the marshals to cite anybody in the road from now on in the country, here, in Auckland, in New Zealand, around the world, right through the Commonwealth and the world. Okay? Count 3 says this. Judges administer the birth trust account in court matters favouring the courts and the banks, acting as presumed beneficiary, brackets, since they have not properly advised the true beneficiaries of their own trust. Okay, did you hear all of that? I'll explain it in a minute. Count 4. Judges, attorneys, bankers, lawmakers, law enforcement and all public officials, brackets, servants, are now held personally liable for their confiscation of true beneficiaries' homes, cars, money and assets, false imprisonment, deception, harassment and conversion of the true beneficiaries' trust funds. Okay? And that's how it happens to be this book titled of the King's Bench Court Sheriff to seize property. Okay, that's what it says. The sheriff seizes property back in the King's Bench Court Royal Revenue Trust account. And you see what it said? The fictitious corporate person and banks, the banks were acting as the trustee beneficiary, you, the people. They were doing that. The Pope said no more and shut it down. But they're still doing it. If you find anyone using that system in the bank and even on Cook Street, they're in trouble because the law has been removed from the corporate people, fictitious capital words names of what your birth certificate is. They have done that for many years. That's why I got 970 million trillion pound note, one green pound note, to build a lot of them. To build at least 2 billion out of the 7 billion people in the Vatican and the churches and states and private companies and corporations and the Queen's royal people, families, and the Rothschilds royal families and the Pope's Vatican people and their members in their churches. You better start splitting from them. Mafia, mob. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm warning you people. You better go after the Queen, go after the Pope, and go after the Rothschilds families. And get your property back. Otherwise, we're going to get it for you. Okay, we're going to get it for you with this book. With this book and these badges. And these coat of arms that police wear. Their own coat of arms, but this is the highest out of the whole lot in the world. And that one. Okay, and that one. You see, it's got a tick beside it because it's approved. Okay, it's approved, and it's sitting right there in this hat. King William IV on his horse, see his horse, and his ship in the background is the seal that authenticates every document I've ever put together since 2004 against the Queen and the Vatican Church, Church of England. Only those who are hidden in the middle of it, raping children and killing them and eating them, Prince Philip, you'll get this, and they'll come after you. They will come after you. They will come after you, the Queen, you for robbing them blind and taking all the gold. 1.2 million tons of gold is missing. And for the 9/11 bombing, you're liable. Netanyahu, you did it. You did it. And Obama, you did it. You're killing your own people, Obama, and you're using King William's Admiralty court-martial law. It's going to turn on you, and it's going to be used up against you with everybody who gets a badge. This badge and the devil's badge. Okay, that's the devil's badge, sheriff. And this is the real sheriff badge. Okay, the fake sheriff, the real sheriff. Okay, this is who put these acts together to make sheriff and marshal's law. That's King William IV to make money in banks and protecting the bank interests in our business between New Zealand, Aotearoa New Zealand, and Britain. Nobody else, just us. That was all. So I'm telling you, this is online. I've only got 84 pages of 217 pages and additions that come with it. So those are the instructions of how to do it, but you must not, under any circumstances, use this book, otherwise the pound note will land on your head and you'll lose everything. If you cannot answer one-on-one, that's what the Pope says, you're on your own. So this is a one-on-one, me against you. If you're standing in my road with no title, you lose on the spot. You lose on the spot. Well, 1 bar 61 Cook Street has had that many notices. It's not funny. That's why the CIB was surprised. They're the fraud squad. Was surprised I hadn't got it yet. Okay, so I'm just bleeding them out, catching them in the fraud. That's why. That's why I let the policeman shove me off the land, so that I can hang him, and 15,000 police are liable £1 trillion a day. Might sound silly to you, but tough. We make the laws. We make the rules. King does everything the King's way, okay? Anybody who knows kings, like Matt Taylor, is with us in England, a leader of the Moai, King William Party, the political party, will shake things up as soon as I get there, put the flag up. So we are going on Cook Street to seize it with the marshals. There's enough of them. Go. They'll be dressed up like me and Jim, my friend, James Albert. He's the bloodline to Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's husband, first husband. Okay, so that's our business of Queen Victoria's trust. He's a direct descendant of Queen Victoria. Okay? Okay? Well, just saying. And others who are with us are descendants of that too. I'm saying I'm acting on England's land soil as Rogan and Cosgrove and the Wanoa that they married here in New Zealand for all these titles right through the country. Okay? There's no one that can come up with any titles to stack up against the British titles, against the Lynn's titles. Are only paper occupation titles. This is the real land title that we're holding on to, that King William put together. Okay? That's all I want to say, but I warn you, Pope, do not use or compromise our authority to King William IV and his estate lands. We are claiming all his King's Bench royal revenue that you accumulated fraudulently without disclosing any of your misdealings, fraud and corruption, mafia, gangs, and defrauding people around the world using this authority and the 8-point star. That's our business. That is our title. That is Moai's title to the Earth planet that I'm saying. You've drawn lines all over the world and turned it upside down and made north up and south down. It's the other way around. You see, you've fooled yourselves. That's why you've destroyed your laws. Pope Francis, you are not a good person on this earth. I'm just telling people in the world, he's your man. Go get him and strip him. And all his fake people working for him, including Obama and Netanyahu. Everyone who has bought land illegally. The king made his laws for the common people in the common law court. Go to the common law court and we'll help you to put it together with these badges. We'll certainly dish them out before long. One for each county and each country, and starting with New Zealand and then England with the same badge. Okay, so that's what I want to say to my crew here in New Zealand and England. Waiting for me there. It's been a long time since I put this all together, over the many years up till now, from the Lisbon Treaty 2008 right till now, and caught them before, during and after they committed the crimes. Okay, so I'm following my Rogan judges bloodlines in doing cases out of their courts online in front of the people, trial by media. Okay, you've seen enough floating by your eyes, and it's publicly notified. I'm just making this public statement. Tonight, on the 22nd of September 2015, on a Tuesday, before midnight, to the Pope Francis and the Vatican City corporate company, private company, and to the Queen and her private companies, Buckingham Palace, Queen Elizabeth II private company, and Washington DC private companies, and also the Rothschilds private companies, the Bank of England and the City of London private companies, that you are now debted as liable for everything you've done to steal land and kill people, to do it with King William. You're stripped of it by the people, for the people. Everything we recover back from you goes back to all the people in this Moai King William Powerhouse Group. Okay, the Moai Powerhouse Group. And Ngātua Ewa Aotea Limited is a New Zealand company, 1 trillion shares, and in 250 countries, 1 billion shares in each country. And the counties of all those countries get a badge. Okay, a badge for each individual person. We have DNA tests to make sure they are the right person they are, and their DNA test to the land that they live on. Okay, so we can put you back safely in the King's bench court and his King Pound note that we'll share with you, and debt that instrument against all these people we're accusing. And we've accused them enough. We've accused people in New Zealand, and they can't do anything about removing their name or challenging anything, because it's the highest law in the world. The Emperor, the King Emperor law of Admiralty goes above everybody else's law except the Moai law of God's earth. Okay? Truth prevails. Sovereign truth of man is what the Pope cannot do. He cannot face the truth. Pope, you cannot face the truth, and you are faking your titles and faking money, fiat money, and all the rest you've owned up to. We are libeling you because you've owned up and told the world how you did it, and then you're trying to have clean hands. No, your hands are tarred with fraud that you've passed to your own congregation to take the blame, while you sit there and prance around with the Queen in front of the whole world. They know now what you have done against God's law. Okay, and you made people fight each other. ISIS, ISIL, and so forth was your own invention. So we're going to get the people to get rid of you with the King William's badge authority of a sheriff and his marshals. Okay, thank you very much everybody for watching this video. I'm now going to write a letter today, crossed over tomorrow, before the Pope writes his New World Order with Obama, which is going to be fraud all over again, and he will try to bring in a new law to say that he has control over the whole world. No, Putin's going to put an end to that, and the Pope has already got a warrant on his head anyway. He's going to get another one from us. He's going to have another one by the 28th when he signs with Obama. Both of them. They're going to get warrants. And the military, the British military, we will pay them the pound note for the next 10 years of a wage or a salary that they'll never refuse, because it's their money that we're recovering. They have a legal responsibility to King William to recover everything back into their custody in England, where I'm going there to live, in Devon, Plymouth, in the courthouse, where I'll be setting up King William on his estate lands and seize the whole lot back into his custody. Okay, and the trust that the Pope said, get your trust back, get your identity back, and get your birth certificates back. Everything that has been stolen and used fraudulently by the Pope, by the Queen, by the Rothschilds to make dirty money. Okay, that includes the United Nations has got dirty money in there. The Queen is running that racket with the Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds have got Putin breathing down their necks and just about ready for another world war. Well, that's how they do things to make business, shake the earth and all the rest of it. Anybody that's caught by the marshals and the sheriffs in New Zealand spraying the skies, polluting the water and the food is going to get a pound note right on their head and strip them of everything they own, including Tim Duthie, the detective sergeant that told me to get off the land. He's going to get stripped. He'll have nothing left by the time the marshals and the sheriffs come around and see him at his home. He won't be there anymore. He'll be locked up with everyone who has covered up the fraud in that land title transfer. Okay, I know what I'm doing with land. I have my own certificates in real estate and property broking to know what a fraud title is. The lawyers are covering it up too. So you're all liable one by one. We can pick you out, just like the Pope said, you're on your own. It's me and you and the book of King William's laws. Okay, I put it all in there. 61 Cook Street is all in there, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's fixed for life and it won't go away. This book will always be there online, and it's admissible as evidence in the High Court in London to our case. To our cases, and here's all over. You're either right or you're wrong. In this case, you stayed silent all the way through, and you lose by default of a crime that you can't prove your innocence is found to be guilty as charged and levy debted. Okay? That's what I want to say to those people on Cook Street. Please remove yourselves when the marshals come. There'll be enough of them. They will come and seize that land back because there's fraud in it, and you're right in the fraud. The girl in the office and that man, you're liable. They left you to take the blunt of all the fraud. And Tim Duthie and Aaron Pascoe, the Detective Senior Sergeant of Criminal Division in Otahu, you're liable too, because it's in the High Court in London. You can't escape there because they blow these things up on the screen. They can read them and blow it up on the wall, for that matter, in the public arena. We can blow this up in Queen Street so you can all read it anytime online. That's why it's on Facebook. Facebook is admissible evidence in the High Court of Admiralty in London because it's worth millions. Every case that goes through there with those judges of Admiralty is in the Chancery courts and higher than 200 million. We're in the billions here. We're in the billions on any cases that we do. No one can do. Okay? Do not use this book for any reason without our permission. Okay? You cannot use this for your own use because the British military will come after you and other militaries that we contract to. All those people watching in the other countries, the king is safe. His money is safe. We have the pound note and going out with take pay with the Moai tidal turbine energy hydrogen project. Soon, very soon. That's what we get on the East Coast. We'll kick those other people on the land off. Neil Watney and you lot off. Because you've been cheeky and your time's up. Because I warned you, the British will be coming into Rangituki. British military. Because I'm letting them come in and pay them to come there. Okay? And you're a debtor. Anybody gets cheeky and smart and rings me up and abuse over the phone, you're going to get one of these landed up your ass. Okay? And those people down there and around, the members in here who join us, will be thankful they're not getting one of these up their ass like you. Yep, you've got a fake name. What name? Fake name. I'll tell you straight in the face whose fake names are here on these lands. Why? Because the white man put them there. The Crown Corporation. Fraudsters, the Queen and her agents. changed the names of our titles and put females' names all over it with the white man. Same as the Arabs, Saudis. They're the crooks too, just like the Maoris. Crooked. Right? You're going to get a bill up your ass too, the Saudis. And they're the ones throwing the bullets. Right? All the ones with the rich money that's stolen, that's throwing bullets at everybody. Well, they're going to get a bull up their ass too, from the people. They won't stand more anymore. They outnumber you. They'll come and just run you over with this. This, okay? So everybody wants to be a sheriff. Doesn't take much. Okay? It doesn't take much to join for nothing and buy a share and get all the spoils. Back off them. Okay? Thank you. That's all for now. I'll see you later, and we'll catch up with the next round of videos. But this is our new shirt, and this is the uniform and the black pants for now, and the black shoes. Okay? Just to let you see. And the black belt. We'll have a big buckle on the belt. I just want to show you from a distance that it's impressive for the coat of arms that we use. The highest king in the world. King of commerce, king of the sea, and king's bench, and also the king of the pound note and his authority in 15 countries. There, on that one, on that one, okay, this one. He's got more titles in here than any other king on the earth. That's why he's an emperor. And this one is the one we're using, that one on the top, Hanover. Okay? Bye for now. It's now 11:52 p.m. at night, and I wanted to write to the Pope on this day, but I'm making this public announcement that I will write tomorrow before the 28th when he signs the documents. This video is a recording directly to the Pope to warn him to keep away from our Surrogate title, trust, and the money that they've stolen from King William bench courts to put in by the judges. The fraud judges put the money they collected from the people into the bank, which was the trust accounts as beneficiaries, us people that they've defrauded. And then the Pope says, get it back. We're taking the Queen Victoria Trust back from the Queen, and I'm stripping her of the head of our trust and going in there as the head trustee of the Queen Victoria Trust, Surrogate Trust, and King William IV Trust. Okay, we're putting into Moai, King William IV Trust accounts that belongs to you, the people of the world, the Commonwealth government, which is in this book. Okay, this book is a one-stop stop for everything, and this badge is everything. These badges are everything that a king wished for these common people. Okay, once again, to the people, you go to the common law courts or the Royal Courts of Justice. We're holding our first court hearing here on Cook Street. As soon as we see it, the police, warning to you, police, and the fraud squads, please heed the warning, what the Pope said, that we are taking our trusts back, we're taking our names back, we're taking our accounts back, we are bill debting any accounts that have been fraud on our lands back. We are saying that this land at 1/61 Cook Street is fraud. Land transactions through the conveyancing lawyers for Doug Rickard Bell in the first place, from Jamie Peters, from the council's fraud back to the Queen's fraud title and the Governor General. Fraud. All fraud all the way back through. The line just goes right back to England, to Westminster. Okay? That's why we're going to Westminster, fix it up that end, and we'll fix it from this end. Put the flag up on Cook Street, which will become the Emperor's title. Okay? The King Emperor title over the Pope's titles. He has no rights, no legal rights as a mafia mob to use our King William title to make money out of. We're going to make money out of him and his fraud mafia and seize everything with the people and marshals and sheriffs acting from this court and the court in Devon, England. That's all it is. It's the law. It's the King's law, okay, which is our Moai, God's earth law with it. The Moai statue is standing in England, in the great Queen Elizabeth Great Court in London. That's my title. That's my own Wanoa Hapu native title memorial. Okay? That's it. That's it. She stole it. Queen Victoria stole it in 1868. That's when America lost its sovereignty to Britain. Okay? Right when they stole the Moai. They used their brains to steal our property. So we're going to seize our property back with a warrant and the badge of a sheriff. You read what the Pope said. The sheriff confiscates, seizes, and salvages stolen property, land, bodies, birth certificates, babies, assets, bank accounts, vehicles, ships, planes, boats, trains, everything the fraudster owns, he'll lose back to the common people. Okay, thank you. Bye. See you again. Take care.